Nakare kapaure, yoka anumasakuo, kapaure, 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 yoka anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, kau kapaure, yoka anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, karamado karo puelo be, yoka anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, akalu maya yongo, yoka anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, apasare kapaure, yoka anumasakuo, kapaure. Nenda saka sone pobe, anumasakuo, kakaude, ikane wasaka kowo yawo, anumasakuo, kakaude, nenda saka wenu wobe, anumasakuo, kakaude, ani makaro tofatwe, anumasakuo, kakaude, kalu maya yongo, anumasakuo, kakaude, eplugawe kakaude, anumasakuo, kakaude, Nakare kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, amaro karo puelo be, anumasakuo, kapaure, ekalu maya yongo, anumasakuo, kapaure, apasare kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, nenda saka sonde pobe, anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, nakare kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, kapaure, anumasakuo, kapaure, amaro karo puelo be, anumasakuo, kapaure, oh my yo, anumasakuo, kapaure.
Well, once again, we'd love to say a very, very, very pleasant evening to all of you. Good night, wherever you are joining us from. My name is Edmond C. Bawi. I'm in main studios here in Maserado. Outside of the capital, Monrovia, I'm in Pinsville. Well, Melish, good evening. Okay, so are we live from your end?
You are live from my end.
Okay, so good evening to everybody, and we love to say today is Wednesday, and today is May week, and for all those who went to church this evening for prayer meeting, we want to say good evening to all of you. This is Nimba D9 TV, and we are live on radio Saclepea, and we will soon be connecting with Radio Voice of Yahweh, Mesno, there in Zikepa. But wheresoever you are joining us from, we want to say, please share this live video with somebody. Today, we're going to be in conversation with President Dan Kapoya Dennis. He is United Nimba Citizens Council President. He will be telling us more about his missing uncle, one George Depu, from their home, and then we will John Yomi, and then Ambassador Recep Dan, an aspiring for the representative seat of District Number 8 in Nimba, and we will be joined also by John Yomi. He is the executive director of Liberia Research Development Networks. Then we will be concluding with Reverend Tolly Klua. Reverend Tolly Klua will be with us, telling us more about the Free Liberia movement. So wheresoever you are joining us from, we want you to please share this live broadcast. But let's make some quick money, real quick money. This is our duty to do. Let's take this jingle from Estela Meta very quickly, and from there we'll come to you, Melish. So keep sharing this live.
My husband, Papa, you see how our vegetable farm looking? It looking yingly. You see how it is growing so fun? Fresh. We started on our own, but when Saclepea people look at our pin and they saw our effort, they started helping us, Yes, so that for sure. Through their conservation agriculture program, our farming activity is improving every day. Every day, all my people. And see how happy they were when we took some of our first harvest to show to them. I was there. I was there, and I heard the manager say they may help us with more so we can get fertilizer, food for the workers, and other things that will help us to make bigger vegetable garden so that we may be able to supply the Saclepea canteen. Yeah, that's what Saclepea can do, my dear. They don't seek to break farmers down, but help us achieve more. Yeah. They really care. Yeah, so that's true. Saclepea, the farmer's friend.
Okay, so that was a jingle there. But let me come over to you, Melish. Melish, how is Saclepea today?
Yeah, Saclepea is not really bad. They good just that the election represented on a Roger they want demand so that they can graphic state in Saclepea. So nothing to make here in Saclepea for now from I think year.
Wow. So we want to say happy birthday to Representative Roger Doma, and happy birthday to all others who are equally celebrating their birthday on here today. But wheresoever you are joining us from, all we want you to do is to kind of share this podcast with somebody in your reach. And this is how we're going to start it on tonight. Good evening to all of you. Good afternoon. Good night. District 7, we love to say a happy Wednesday to all of you. The people at Tapeta, we love to say good evening. Today was your market day. We say good evening to all of you there. The people of District number 9, we also want to say good evening to you. But Melish, just hold a line real quick as I try to link up control with Winston from Voice of Yahweh Mesuno. Yes, so just hold the line. Do not do anything with your line. Let me try real quick to join Winston from Voice of Yahweh Mesuno. Real quick.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we are being joined by Winston from Radio
Hello?
Voice. Winston, can you hear me?
Hello, I'm not getting you.
Oh, Winston, you can't hear me?
Yeah, we are prepared, but we are not actually getting you good.
Wow, Winston, then this will be a problem from your side. Are you not hearing me, Winston?
Okay, I hear you, but you are too low. I hear you are too low.
So just increase the volume from your end. That's what we will do. We beg you. And just keep us in queue. Increase your volume because we are at Radio Saclepea as well. But Radio Saclepea, you can hear us clear, right?
Very much clear. Let's go to the
Okay, good. So we were just setting the basis. So we want to say good day to everybody. And our first guest tonight is President Dan Kopaya Dennis. President Dan Dennis is the president of United Nimba Citizens Council. But he took on his Facebook page of recent and he wrote something very, very sad. But we will hear from him tonight. So we are about to join President Dan Kopaya Dennis tonight. And he is going to tell us exactly the situation with his brother who got on a motorbike. He's actually his uncle who got on a motorbike from their home.
We are not getting you anymore. We are not getting you.
Okay, so Winston, just go off. If you are not hearing us, just go off.
We are not getting you.
Yeah, go off, Winston. Winston,
But we are not getting you.
cut off your phone, Winston. Winston, cut off your phone. Yeah, just go off the line. Winston, can you? Winston, go off the line, please. Winston, just cut out your phone. Winston. Hello, Winston. Hello, Winston. Oh my God. Okay, so we'll just continue from there. We are here. So we'll be joining President Dan Kapoya Dennis live here through WhatsApp. Winston, can you cut?
Hello.
Winston, hello?
Hello, Emma.
Cut off your phone, Winston.
I'm cut off my phone?
Yes, cut out your phone. Cut out your phone from your end.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, well, we are still with Radio Saclepea, and this is sometimes what can happen. And this is Melish and Edmond presentation. So we love to call it the M&E presentation tonight. But never mind. We'll take your comments. But let's join President Dan Dennis from the United States of America without wasting no time.
Hello.
Okay. Good evening, President Dan Dennis.
Good evening, PRO, Edmund.
Okay, let me cross-check with Radio Saclepea if they are hearing you clear. Radio Saclepea, can you hear the president?
Yeah, let's hear it again.
Okay. Good evening, President Dan Dennis.
Good evening, PRO, Edmund. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You are also live on Radio Saclepea across Nimba, and we are happy to hear from you tonight. So can you tell us a little bit, how is the U.S. today?
The U.S. going fine, but my family is on the side, kind of a side with the missing of my uncle. Okay, and things are on course. The National UNICO is planning inaugural ball in Minnesota on the 1st of October.
Okay, yesterday you took on your Facebook page and you wrote a very, very sad story about your uncle who is missing, George Depu. Can you tell us exactly what is unfolding?
Thank you, Edmund. On August 29th, which was on the Monday, my uncle appealed to his sister, who is my mother, so that he can come to Monrovia and spend a couple of weeks, and then he will go back to the village, to Twombly, to be specific, to harvest his rice. So my mom, after consulting with me, agreed for my uncle to come to Monrovia for a break. So there were three of them: his older brother and his older sister. So three of them were scheduled to come to Monrovia. The older brother and the older sister sat on separate motorbike from Port Twombly, and he got on another motorbike from Port Twombly as well. From my understanding, the motorbike were to take them to Gunter. So my uncle George now, and the guy who took him from Twombly left. They all left at the same time. But this guy came with my uncle George and passed by my two, my aunt and her motorcyclist, and they said that they were going to meet in Bound. Now, he left them on the highway and he brought my uncle George down to Bound, according to him. But when my aunt then got, while they were on their way, he then was returning back again from Bound. Two things. He passed by them while they were en route to Bound. Then while they were still en route, he started to come back. He was coming back. He was returning, leaving Bound back to Twombly. And he told them that he was able to exchange my bike, my uncle, with another motorcyclist. So there are something that they do all of the time. Bike, they will always extend their trip. When you get to another time and you feel that you can't make it any longer, you can ask another motorcyclist to extend to take your passenger on. So my aunt and my uncle said, okay, we'll meet him there. But they got to Bound. They searched all over the parking. They couldn't see him. So they said, okay, probably he got on the bike. They go on the counter. So they came to the counter. They searched the entire parking. Didn't see him at all. That's on the 29th. On the 29th. So just imagine from the 29th to the day that I posted this information a day or two ago. Been missing. So I reached out to the county authority, the district authority, asking them to please help, to please get involved. This must stop. You cannot continue the habit of kidnapping people, killing people, murdering people, and think that you can get away with it.
Okay, so
I want this guy to come to face justice. Yes.
Okay, so let us hold you on there. Just in case you are tuning in, this is Nimba D9 TV. We are live on Nimba D9 TV Facebook, Nimba D9 TV YouTube, and Nimba D9 TV Twitter, and we also live on Nimba D9 TV on www.onenimbahouse.com, and we live on radio Saclepea. Melish Ball is at control at Radio Saclepea. We are in conversation at the moment with the man on the stream. His name is President Duncan Dennis. He is live via mobile phone from the United States of America. Let's pull this picture for those who are viewing. This is the picture of George right here, and this is George right on the screen. For all of you who are just viewing, this is the photo of George on the screen, and that is George right there on the screen, and that is the missing man that we are now in search of. That is the missing man that we are in search of. Missing George Depu. He's right on the screen. He got black face cap. So when you contacted the county authority, what did they tell you exactly? Especially the police that is in or Bound. What did they tell you? Where is the motorcyclist who transported your uncle to Bound and exchanging to another rider?
When the incident, when we took that up, the case was reported to the police in Bound. The guy himself went to Bound, and then they were able to keep him on arrest, have him on arrest. And then the family came, his family came, and requested that since he was the one who actually knew who he transferred the passenger to, the other motorcyclist, so that they should bail him out. So the police in Bound agreed to bail him out. So he's out on bail to go and search for the motorcyclist that he did the transferring with. So my understanding now is that he was given 1 week. The 1 week has come and gone, and he's yet to come back to report himself to Bound, to the authority in Bound. So I kept calling them, and we are waiting his arrival to come back. Those who bail him out to bring him back to Bound for further investigation.
Okay, so maybe Melish has some question for you from Radio Saclepea. Melish, do you have anything to ask him? Melish?
Are you getting it?
Yes, go ahead, Melish.
Let's also ask the question as to whether it will be enough for him to just contact a person in Liberia or the phone number, like anything they phone this person who can be a link or live with him in such situation.
Okay, so yes, that is an important question. Do you have contact numbers, President Dan Dennis, for any immediate family or anybody, to that effect? That probably we too, as we are doing tonight and elevating the issue of missing George Depu, who left from his home and was on his way to Monrovia with his family, and he got missing between his hometown and Bound until now. He's yet to be found. Do you have any contact number, please?
Not offhand, but what I can say is that if anyone with any information can contact the Bound Police or can contact the DNA TV or the Radio Saclepea, I will appreciate it because I have numbers, but not offhand right now, and I'm using the line right now.
Okay, good. So just remain on the line. So real quick, let's take some comments that are coming on this stream to say who all we have here. We have Captain Willie Beating, man. He's in Europe somewhere. He said, great show. We have SB Momo. He said, I am SB Momo watching from Soul Clinic, Pinsville. We have Titus Dolopi. He said, I'm live watching from Ganta. We have Captain Willie Beating, man. He said, a wonderful agenda to follow. We have Tatos Lopi, he say he's watching again from Ganta. So those are people who are here with us tonight. We have Wale Sylvester, he said Edie. I mean, so yeah, so keep sending in your comments and we are going to read them. So well, this is not strange. These things has been happening. And you as the head for Nimbayans who are in the states as electioneering times are near. What does that mean to you as the head of Nimbayans in the diaspora, Mr. President?
Yeah, as a soon to be outgoing president, my message now, my communication with the incoming president is that we're going to be coming out with a very strong position statement condemning any act of kidnapping and murdering people, citizens of Nimba County, even Liberians as a whole. That those individuals should be brought to justice, and we should have a very strong stand on that. So UNICO will become with a position statement. Our committee on drafting those kind of a statement will be reappointed again, and they will start working on it as soon as possible, and this will go public. Okay, so good. So maybe you wanted to assess something that you did not say. Can you say that very shortly? Then we allow you to go off the line. You watch the live feed, and we will open up the lines later on. Probably some people will ask questions and all of that, and then you will be able to get back to you to comment. Do you have anything further to say? Yeah, PRO. Right now, it is hard again that I'm on this line at this time to discuss the kind of an issue. I'm appealing to anyone in the Bound region there, between Bound and Saclepea, anyone who may have heard anything, who may have come in contact with any information or any other person at that time, from the 29 all the way up to now. If you have any information, this is someone's life, someone's father, someone's brother, someone's uncle, someone's friend that we are talking about. If you have any information regarding this, just contact Radio Saclepea or contact the police in Bound or contact our DNA TV, and I will be informed. And lastly, any information, anyone with information leading to further investigation or to the question, to answering our question that will be in the wall set up pretty soon. I think I included that. I mentioned that in my posting on Facebook as well. Wow. Okay, so let's take these few comments just before we take leave of you. We have Aaron Cooper is watching. We have Dennis Joseph is watching. We have Appeton Stevenson is watching. We have Patmo Lakpo is watching. We have Tano Davis is watching. Ato Tape is watching. Moise Lolan is watching. James Halawanga is watching. He is a senatorial aspirant, comes 2023. We have Yilega is watching. He is the inspector of Yahoo Mesnon. We have MSG1, the host is watching. We have John F. Fanga is watching. We have Joshua. We have a lot of people that are watching, but Patricia Davis says, good night. I am Patrick David. Sorry, I'm Patrick David. I do join you from Ghana's Way, Masorado County. Thanks for the program. Bobby Tingma is watching, and the rest of our teammates, they are watching. So, well, Mr. President, you can keep watching the live feed, and later on, we're going to open up the lines. Who knows? We might get some calls here tonight that probably will lead us to getting the missing elder. He's George Depu. So thanks a lot
for being with us here tonight. We'll join you later on.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was President Dan Kapoya Dennis there from the U.S. But Melish, is this the first time to hear such a thing, Melish?
It is not the first time they have it nominated, so it's not the first time. So that's just it.
Wow. So now that election nearing is almost here, 2023, with this kind of situation, Melish, what do you foresee?
We would just be urging the security apparatus of Nigeria, more especially in the country, to just put all the preventive measures into place to see how best we can make the country a safe place for us. Because as usual, whenever there's election, in the summer, we also hear some of those things happening as usual. So it is not a process to some of us. So we will just urge the security apparatus to continue their work and let us improve in it. To see how best we can be able to post up to the issue in Liberia.
Wow, this is actually sad times for our nation, sad time for what is unfolding. A man left his home on his way to Monrovia with his family, the rest of the family. A motorcycle took him, from Bolton Way, between Bolton Way and Bound. He's missing and they cannot find him. This is sad. This is something that we must condemn to the strongest term. But let's try to join Ambassador Recevedan. As you may be aware, Ambassador Recevedan is one of those aspiring for district number 8 seat there in Nimba County. We got a lot of them coming up, but he's one of those. So we're trying to link up control with Ambassador Recevedan here tonight. He is on the line already. Ambassador, good evening.
Yeah, I think calling on WhatsApp would have been better though.
What?
You call me on WhatsApp?
Yeah, but I'm using a device that does not have WhatsApp, but you are very live and clear. And you live on Radio Saclepea, you live on Nimba Dina TV on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and www.onenimbahouse.com. Good evening from the United States, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Hold on 1 minute. Let me try to listen to it.
Okay, so while we are holding on 1 second.
Are you hearing me, right? Are you hearing me?
You are very loud and clear.
Okay. Good evening, Ambassador Bowie, and to also your co-host there in Radio Land, wherever they are connecting us today, I want to say good evening to all of you. This is Ambassador Recevedan talking this evening from the United States.
Okay, welcome to the program called The Truth of the Matter. This is the program that comes your way every Wednesday at about this time. This is not your first time on this platform, especially on The Truth of the Matter. You have been a couple of times with Melish, Bohr, and the rest of the crew from Saclepea. Melish is here tonight. But we are linking you from the main studios here tonight. You are one of the aspirants for Nimba County Electoral District. It comes 2023. Yeah, but can you lower your? Can you please lower?
Yeah, sorry for that. Sorry, that's only we're playing it back.
Okay, good. So just in case you are tuned in to all of our viewers, Ambassador Recevedan is live on phone from the United States of America. He is a son of Nimba County Electoral District 8. He is also constructing a modern health facility called the Eye Care Health Center there, right in Yasono, on your way right after the main town towards Kanwi. You will see the building right in your left. He is on phone tonight. He is one of the aspirants for the upcoming District 8 2023 representative elections. So welcome to the platform. How are you and how is your family?
Well, thank God. We say thank God. Everybody is doing okay. I'm doing fine. I hope you two are okay tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we've been following you. You have been making appearances and putting forth your points that people will admire you about in becoming their next leader. But you have vehemently said that it is not right for Representative Larry Yonkwe to go for the third time. Why?
Honorable Yonkwe, we know all of us are looking for the job. We have to be truthful to people. We have to be truthful to ourselves. We have to be truthful to everybody. People, more especially people that we serve, people who give, who want to give all the power. And Honorable Yonkwe, he requested for this job, I think 11 years ago, he was giving it. And then after 6 years, he went by again, asked the people that there was some unfinished business that he needed to complete before he can finally exit. And then the request was granted by the citizens of this district, and they made it possible to give him a second term so that he would be able to go and complete what actually he wanted to do. And this last term was given him, which of course he promised a lot of people that he would not return. And at this time, we are seeing him forcing away, trying to go back and forcing away on the citizen. Forgetting about the promise that he made that he would not go 10. So I'm here today to clarify some of the things that he has been doing and most of the lies that he has put before our people.
Okay, so this is the program called The Truth of the Matter. And just in case you join us, Ambassador Recipet Dan is live here on mobile phone from the United States of America. And we are equally live on Radio Saclepea. We are live on Nimba Dina TV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and www.onenimbahouse.com. You can tune in to other of those platforms. You're going to get us there live. But we will give you exclusively 5 minutes to tell us those lies that Representative, in your voice, that Representative Larry Yonkwe continued to spill, which of course you are coming in to debunk. We will give you 5 minutes and we'll allow you to be savored to the conversation. And this is where we say you have to say the truth and nothing else but the truth, because this is the program called The Truth of the Matter. So you get 5 minutes to exclusively say what you have to say. The people of District 8 are listening. The people of District, the entire Nimba, they are listening far and near. So exclusively 5 minutes. Melish and myself would sit down and listen to you to tell us what are those things that Honorable Yonkwe is not doing right.
Well, thank you. If I even go above the 5 minutes, please just hold me right there, because I'm part of the talking test too. I want to explain very well what I want to say tonight. Well, one of the things, those things that I want to make it clear tonight. The first one that I will start with is the leadership, leading people. I want to make it clear to our people tonight that anybody who have been given or the opportunity to serve, that does not mean that it is your right. I always told people, serving people is not your right to say it is my right to serve people, but it is a privilege for everybody to do if you have the opportunity to do what you're able to do. When that time reach, that the people no longer need you, exit and go because they ask you to do the work for them. If at all they no longer need you, exit. You cannot force your way on them. And I have seen that Honorable Yonkwe, the promise that he made to go and represent our district, all of the things that he said that he was going to do, he did not do them. And now at this time, our people are going through tough time, and he's still trying to force a way on them. The last time he has interview and I listened to him, most of the points that I gathered from there, I want to point it out to people tonight. The other day I listened to Honorable Yonkwe. He said that he had unfinished business that he want to go by for the 13th to finish. And it got me to wonder, why is it that he trying to deceive our people at this time? And he talks about building road in Lao Chidon. He also talks about building road in Chidon, And then I don't know why they want to fool our people at this time. Honorable Yongo he was given 12 years, and in 12 years, he only had 1 more year to complete. And all of those things that he's talking about, he could have completed those things maybe in the very first thing before we even get to this place. But up to now, he has not done the promises that he made to our people. And now he's coming by again to lie to our people that he's able to go and do the unfinished business that he never finished when he been given the 11 years that he had been in this office. And also listening to him, some of the things that he was saying, he talks about Cocopa issue. That Cocopa, he want to make new concession agreement with Cocopa again. Why you want to embarrass the company? All of the time that you have been there, the concession agreement that you made is not yet working. It's not even working. Maybe the money you sign with the people, you have been taking the money and you are not getting certified yet. You want to go back to honor. What I want to tell you tonight is, on a young point, is you can lie to the old lady to bomb, but you cannot lie to her to win or baby. You lied to the people in Cocopa before. You told them that all the horses in Cocopa will be having inside bathroom. Everybody will be able to use the restroom inside their house. And up to now, we are not seeing one house in Cocopa through your initiative to have bathroom only. And today, you are trying to go back to the same place to lie to the people that you want to pass new concession that it will benefit them to build high school in Cocopa. How long will it take you to build school in the concession area that the children that we are thinking that in fact they are our future leader can benefit from tomorrow? He has refused to do all of those things. All he does is to just get on the radio station to bar more other people. Now it is time that we conscientize our people to make sure to change the leadership in the district, because the failed leadership is breaking Nimba County down. We got people who there for themselves. They are not even thinking of the masses, how they can elevate our country. Some of them, the people to be afraid of them. They wear rare hat, they scare people. Those things, we are tired with it. We cannot condone that anymore. So, Larry Youngquay also talk about corruption. Youngquay, why corruption debate at this time? You were part of united government that looted this country. You know about that. The Nokala was looted completely under Eddie Sedi Johnson. You were part of that party at that time. You did not come out to say anything. Where are you coming from today to talk about corruption in the country? Yes, we are all against corruption. But only the regime that you said, it was very corrupt. And you know about that. We didn't hear anything from you. You supported all the bad concessions that were passed in the country, including the terminal or the port of Monrovia terminal that you guys part at today. Before you send one container to Liberia, you had to pay over $15,000 before you get it out. Where are you coming from today to talk about unfinished business you want to go back to finish? Or young boy, I want to remind you that the leadership that we're talking about is not based on education. The only way we talk about education is also part of that to help you to know what you are going to do in the house. You continue to mock our people that you educated, and yet we are not seeing one high school in your area. And the last time you challenged the citizen of District Number 8, you came on the radio when people asked you why is it that high school is not built. You told the people that nobody, who are you? That was the question I'm quoting directly for you. He said, who are you to question me whether high school is not in my district or not? On your prayer, you proceeded wrongly because you failed to know that now the people who gave you the job, those are the people that ask you to be accountable to them. When they ask you, you have to be moderate to answer them. You cannot be aggressive to talk to them because they are asking your field leadership. So you were wrong by aggressively answering our people back that no one have the right to question you. These are the people who give you the job. So okay. When they're ready to take it back from you, they will take it back from you.
So we'll hold you on there. We will hold you on there, Ambassador Ray Sept.14. Well, just in case you join us This is the program called The Truth of the Matter. My name is Ambassador Edmond Walakewongbawi, and I'm in main studios, and Melish Boy is at control. He is a co-host tonight at Radio Saclepea. But let's take this comment coming from Robertson Zoa. He said Larry Yonkwe is now forcing himself on citizens. No citizens are the one asking Larry Yonkwe to continue serving them because he still have the energy and experience to serve. Ambassador Receiver, I want to ask you, because this is the program called The Truth of the Matter. And
I first of all want to end my statement here. I told you I got tons of things that I listed here. I want to talk about. The important one is here. I want to put it out there.
Yes. So can you just do 2 minutes, because we cannot take all of the time. We have to take public interaction. We too have to interact with you. So let's give you additional 2 minutes. Go to the main points. Yeah.
All right. One of the things that frustrating me is recently the Liberian House of Elo, they passed a bill requesting the government of Liberia to pay each of them 50% of what they are making today, including their family, that is their women and children, to benefit after they are left office. And when that bill surfaced in the country, when you look among the lawmakers in Nimba County, Honorable Larry Yonkwe was the only person who supported this bill. That because he won when he leave office, so he will be respected. He requested that this bill, the 50%, at least they can give him 25% of it. That the money he making now, I don't know how much he make, because he had not told how much he make, including his benefit, everything. 50% of that will be given to him while he's sitting down home without doing anything. And also, his wife will also be given another percentage out of that money. All his children will also be receiving. So I want to make it clear to the citizen tonight that Yonkwe is not person who is there for our interest. He only there for his self-interest, because he feel he will be leaving out of office. So he has promised the unfinished business that he's talking about is to make sure that this law pass, so that when he is defeated by me in 2023, he will be sitting down home taking that free money while I am working without getting that money.
Okay, so let us
business that he's talking about. He want to stay for the second term, for the third term, to be able to complete.
Okay, so
I just want to inform the citizen about that. I have a voice play here that is just about 45 seconds. I wanted to play so they can listen to that.
Voice clip from
the discussion.
Yes. So listen, this voice clip is from Larry Yonkwe.
Yes.
Okay, can you play it, please?
Yeah, so they can, maybe people will not say that allow him that he did not support the bill.
Yeah, please play it. We listen.
Right, thank you so much.
Okay. Well, it is. No, but listen, it is very distorted. Can you send it to my phone? Just send it to me, then I will play it from here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let us hold you there now. Just send it to me, and then let's take some of the comments that are coming here. Yep.
Yeah, before we go to the comment section, I need to ask the ambassador a question.
Okay, yes, even me, I wanted to have asked him. So let me ask him, then we'll come over to you. Repis.
Ambassador, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
I'm still here.
All right. So you also talk about the benefits of the sector that do construction. What's the benefit in 10 years, sir?
Did you hear Melich?
No, I didn't hear him.
Okay, what Melich is saying is you are
the benefit of a sector construction in every country after 10 years. What's the benefit of the sector?
The benefit of census conducted after every 10 years in a country. What is the benefit?
Thank you so much. I think Liberia is falling behind. Gradually, Liberia is falling behind. because I think every country is supposed to conduct census every 10 years to be able to know the total number within our country, how the population is growing, who is not still living, who have been added. We're supposed to be doing that, and we are not done that for a very long time. And we will be appealing to the government of Liberia to make sure that this identical census is conducted this year, so that we know the total number of citizens within Liberia at this time. And also, we will be doing that to be able to create more districts within Liberia to be able to get adequate representation for people in every part of this country. As you can see, look at district number 8 is very, very big. It is not possible that somebody will be able to say to go all over to those places. At least we can check the number, and there should even be a law passed to reduce the number based on the country that we have, so that we'll be able to have adequate representation of our people.
Okay, so let us hold you there now. Yeah. So let us hold you there now a little bit. So just in case you are joined us, this is the program called The Truth of the Matter, and we are here. You have made your case, aspiring Recife Ambassador Recife. So we will now allow you to go offline a little bit. We'll take some public reaction. We'll come back to you again on this to address some of the concerns that will come from various, communities. Some of our people are on WhatsApp from the UAE, some from the USA. They want to get involved to ask you a couple of questions. So we will join you later on. Just keep watching the live feed. We'll come back right to you to be able to address some of their concerns. So we want to say thank you.
Okay, I will be sharing this voice clip to you shortly. And if you go, you just tap on number 45, meaning 45.
Yeah, sure. So please. Okay, so thank you so much. So that that is Ambassador Recife down there making his case. So let's try to take. Well, we are moving tonight. Melish, let's take a little bit of musical break right here real quick, and then okay, so we have to take this down because our plate is actually lower here tonight. Melly, sometimes it gets very, 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 very hot in the seat. Recife is a very tough talking man. But there are a couple of things that he raised. The censor is something that Honorable Larry Yonkwe has also been talking about. The bill, he also talked about the bill. The lower house rejected that bill as well. So, but well, that is his claim. We're going to get to Honorable Larry Yonkwe, hopefully next week, to be able to balance the accusations that are being levied against him tonight, making this show to be one of the best, because here is where people come to say the truth and nothing else but the truth. So let's go to John Yomi Jr. from the United States of America here tonight. But we stay here and let's keep moving. So we'll soon open up the lines for all of you. Just remain kind. If we can't get John, then of course we will find another person real quick, because we are not going to be wasting time here. John, are you on the line?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay, fine. Thank you. So we are now with John SM Yomi. I don't know why I'm not finding John's picture on the stream. This is strange. I got his name, but his picture is not here. But well, so John, good evening. How are you? You live on Radio Saclepea, Radio Voice of Yahweh. Messina went off, but you live on Nimba Dina TV, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on www.onenimbahouse.com. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Elmon. It's a pleasure being on Nimba Dina once more.
Okay, so a lot of people across Nimba and across the world would love to know who is speaking, though your name is on the screen, but can you properly introduce yourself real quick?
Thank you. So, my name is John S.M. Yeoman Jr., and I'm speaking in my capacity as the Executive Director of the Liberia Research and Development Networks. I've always liked to say an emerging think tank because of the targets we've set and how far we've gone. I always like to use the term emerging, and we hope that we can achieve most of what we have marked as our program objectives. But it's a pleasure being here, Edmond.
Okay, good. So we don't have luxury of time tonight. We're sorry. We're going to do this until the main event that is coming up the 24. But can you just in 2 minutes tell the Liberian people far and near about the 24, the SLM program? Just in 2 minutes, please.
Yes, so thank you. So like I mentioned earlier, the Liberia Research and Development Networks, we have identified some of the major gaps in our society, and we have identified 2 major pillars. One is research, and we identify programs to encourage our students, especially high school and college students, to identify the importance of research, the methodologies and approaches in doing research, and how these processes are tied to development, because there is no way possible you can have a society like ours to progress and to see the advancement in the society without understanding and applying research. And arguably, most of our institutions, from government institutions to private, as well as non-for-profit organizations in the country, have not really been fully engaged into research practices. So we are very, very, very concerned about that. And we believe that engaging the younger population, we will be able to transition from the lack of interest into research to seeing how we can raise sustenance into research. That's another aspect of it. Another one has to do with community development. We identify schools, we help with school supplies, we help to raise the moral consciousness of our youthful population. And one of the major parts of it is the aspect of rewarding excellence, because in society, human capacity development is really important. So you don't want to make it just a one-sided engagement. So the motivational aspect of the society is very crucial. So we have identified a non-partial approach towards identifying young people, and we branded it as LIB 24, because we have identified most of the young people haven't been really spotlighted except for older people. So we want to reduce the age limit from 24 downwards, and we are planning to do that on August 24 every year, and we have targeted 24 persons of the 4 tracks. We have the track on entertainment, we have the track on community service, we have the track on academic excellence, and we have the track on entrepreneurship, which is one of the places we really want to focus. So each of the tracks, after the vetting process, that usually comes after the application process, we have at most 6 persons for each of the tracks. That's why we have the brand 24, and we have a unique team to that, blending talent with integrity, because we notice in our society that some extremely talented people, but they lack the moral aptitude. So we try to see how we can streamline all of those. And one of the major requirements is volunteerism, because most of our people have not valued voluntary services in our country. So people are doing amazingly well in different areas. Some of our young people in the advocacy, helping the communities grow and see how people can actually achieve their fullest potentials. So we have just tried to draw away from the sentiments in our country. I mean, arguably, we have, we have made our country so sensational in terms of politics, and the sentiments have become so divisive, and our country has been so polarized. So we try to change the narrative to see how we can do it on a non-partisan basis, on a non-tribal basis, on a non-religious basis, to see how every Liberian can have an opportunity that before a platform they can be earning for the work to do. So on the 24th of September is another edition. We will be announcing to the public at the end of the week all of those who have been vetted and have been selected for this year's award ceremony. So it's going to be a colorful ceremony like usual. This is the 5th edition of it. We've been doing it years in years out, despite the difficult challenges. But we are very, very, very resilient in it because we know it is something that is so needed in our society. So the public is invited. It's free. It's going to be here at iCampus, that is on Carey Street. iCampus is one of our partners. They usually give us the space. They usually support us, promote our activities. So we want to see more of this kind of collaborations that our society, like in the context of one of our former presidents, should be a wholesome, functioning society. We should not just have kids passing around with placards and T-shirts and chanting ballot cries and saying things in favor of politicians. And we have so much more that we can get out of them.
Okay.
Motivate them, energize them, and move forward as a country.
Thank you so much, John, for joining us this evening from the United States of America. We hope to talk to you again, but we'd love to say thank you so very much. Keep watching, and maybe some concerns will come.
And I want to say thanks for all you do, and to all well-meaning Liberians who want to see our country move forward. Thanks so much. And let's get the real job done. Let love it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. So that was John SM Yomi there. So we're going to go to Melish to open up the lines for concerns that are coming up real quick from our citizens. Melish, it's over to you.
I think we'll just communicate with you that because we see the number of news, because we are still right here and the number of news as well.
Oh, so we do not have any alternative number?
So that is the 077 47 41 74 if you are just joining, and we just came to see guests this evening with now discussion right here. So 077 47 41 74 calling this program. So if you call it this now, you will not be able to get we call 077 47 41 74 right here.
Okay, so yes, so Melish, you just also heard from John Yomi there as it relates to the coming up program that they are about to launch, or to have, not to launch, it has been in existence. So what do you make of it?
It's a very good initiative, and we also encourage them that they will be able to reach to every other section of the country, so that whatever they have decided to do, they will do, and that the program will be successful as we are able to finish their efforts in it.
Wow, sounds good. So well, we are here, and I think we have to open up the lines from the WhatsApp here. We got one WhatsApp call. Let's get it on here. Good evening, sir. Hello. Okay, welcome to the show, but can you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you so much, John, for joining us this evening from the United States of America. We hope to talk to you again, but we'd love to say
MSG1, you need to call off your gadget, please.
I need to do what?
You need to call off what is playing in the bike. Okay. So you are welcome to the show. It's called The Truth of the Matter. Can you please introduce yourself and your point quickly?
hello to start browsing tracking today.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you have to call up what is playing and just make your point. 30 seconds.
I wrote something down already. My question being like going toward Roosevelt. And the question, my name is MSG1, Keita the Elder.
Okay.
I live in New York. My question to Roosevelt is that he said that Larry Yakwa have failed his people in the district and whatnot, and he's one of those corrupt officials, that always promising people and never live up to it. what will he do different to certify that will be beneficial to his people in his district? And my second question is further to that, is he willing to give 2 years of his salary to less fortunate students that are trying to go to college? And also, is he willing to contribute some of that salary towards people that are suffering from epilepsy? Most of them right now in Quinty. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, so that was just real quick. So that is what Ambassador Recife done. He is actually watching us, and we're going to be joining him very shortly. But this is a WhatsApp number on the screen here. Just in case you want to make your point tonight, the WhatsApp number is pinned on the screen. So MSG1, the elder, has asked a question that Ambassador Recife Dan is taking notes of. So Ambassador Recife Dan, a question is there for you. So that is it. But Melish, can you again call the number that you just announced for our people across Nimba? Maybe somebody knows where the missing George Depu is. The family are all to give you a handsome reward. Anybody who will show him, or anybody who will tell the family or the police or the county authority about him, they will be able to give you a handsome reward. So Melish, can you announce the number, please? Melish, can you announce the number instead of playing music, please? Oh, so we lost control from Melish. We're going to be joining him real quick here tonight. But you're still watching Nimba Dina TV. This is the beauty of it. So you stay there. And we are almost here. We are almost there. So our next guest is up. Very I'm calling a wrong number. I'm calling a wrong number. So let me call this number. Radio Saclepea. Yeah, let me call Radio Saclepea. So our Tolikula, just be very patient. Just be very, very patient. We are doing everything to get you on. Of course, you are live, but we're trying to link up the radio. So just be very patient right there. We hope to get Melish. Why is it Melish is not picking up his call? But for the television, let us take this person who has been here. So you're welcome to Nimba Dina TV. Can you introduce yourself? Not
yes,
you.
sir.
No, not you. Not you, Reverend Claude. We have a caller. Yeah, we'll come to you. Yes. So, Honorable James Alawanga, you got a question, 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay. My name is James Alawanga. I'm calling from Missouri, St. Louis, USA.
Okay.
No, I was just reading through the lines. Just came from work and I saw something like, I think one Nimba is missing, right?
Yes, George Depu. He's on Bolton Way. He is missing. He is missing since the 29th of August till today. He has not been found.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that one of the things I said the last time, I said, you know, I have security background.
Yeah, but you get 30 seconds. You get 30 seconds because we have a guest already. Our plate is really loaded. 30 seconds. Maybe we're going to find some time after your 30 seconds to bring you on here because you are a security expert. But 30 seconds, please.
Okay. I would just say maybe I'll come back. But it's unfortunate that it had to happen this way. That the bandit had to get missing and nobody had been arrested. I don't know what the police is doing. I think the secretary or the county need to get involved. When one Nimba or a Liberian is missing, it will be the concern of all. It will be the concern. In fact, the citizens that they push together and go into the bushes and look for the guy. The people should be, they can call suspect. You can call suspect to ask them. And you know, how you get information. Arrest people, get their view. Who were the man guess when how they met, who were the last person the man was with. But everybody just sitting down. So I will come back and I will speak about it briefly. But it's important that it happen that way. People that they should not go in vain. It costs for all to collect something for the citizens to go in the bushes and see how they can find it, man. It should be done. But not every time there's an election, somebody will get busy. It can't happen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We got Reverend Tolly Klua on the line, but before you there, Reverend Tolly Klua will get back to our previous guest for 2 seconds. Just please be cool. We're going to go with you maybe for the next 30 or 1 hour online. But welcome to the show, Reverend Tolly Klua. It's good to see you. But let's go back to President Don Dennis real quick for his parting comments. Then we're going to come over to you, Reverend Tolly Klua. Thank you so much for being patient and humble and the Free Liberia movement. President Dan Kabaya Dennis, there was no question, but we want you to please just give your parting comments.
Yeah, Mr. Maui and Melish, Mr. Ball, I just want to take this time to say thank you for giving my family the opportunity to be able to come out here and register our concern regarding our missing father, uncle, brother from Bo Tuanwe, Mr. George Depu. Again, we are appealing to all the Bayans, particularly the Bayans in the Baron area and the Saclepea region, to please come forward with information that will help us to lay this to rest. Like you said, right for the state, there will be, a reward set up for anyone who will provide information or share information with the police, and I will leave the rest of the parties involved. So again, I want to say thank you very much for giving my family and myself the opportunity to come here and register our grievances and our concern and our appeal to the people.
Thank you. And we'll continue to elevate this, making sure that we know the whereabouts of Mr. George. We earlier on wanted to talk to the county inspector, B. Mike Blinwan. We contacted him, but he did not respond, so we could not just get in this night. But I know he's very concerned about this. But good night, and let's keep on praying for George Depu to be found. And anybody who funds George Depu has an handsome reward. So thank you so much. So Reverend Tolly Klua, you are here, but let's give you a little bit of music from Nimba, and from there we're going to go to Roosevelt down, where you're going to close out, and then the next person is going to be you, because we want to take some time. Okay, so we've been joined by the aspirant of District Number 8 for his party comments here tonight on the show. And from there, the man on the screen is Reverend Tolly Klua. He is a wonderful Nimbayan, a wonderful Liberian. We're going to be discussing, we want to take some time with him to really talk. So for 2 minutes, MSG1 says that will you be willing to give some of your salary to less fortunate children and people who are suffering from epilepsy in the Blinlong area? And what will you do differently when you are being elected as representative of District 8? Just in 2 minutes, real quick. Yeah.
Okay, I think this thing, when we come like this, we need to make sure that our information go across the board, That's why I love to book on 1 hour to use it and give my information separately.
We will get back to
you. Yeah. Wanted you to play on a Youngquo's statement in the House of Legislature the last time, in the House of Parliament, where he told the people that he needs 25% and he respect benefit when he say you will take it. I wanted you to play that part.
Ambassador, we will host you again. We have the order of the show for tonight. We will get a full 1 hour of you next week, Wednesday. And the following Wednesday, we'll host Representative Larry Youngquo, because you are making strong accusations against him. So for the benefit in making this show to be very transparent and balanced, accurate, balance, and correct, we will get back to him to do. But for tonight, will you answer that question? What will you do differently when you are elected representative? And are you willing to give your 1 year salary to less fortunate children to go to school? Are you willing to support the epilepsy patients that are in the Blinlow bill? Real quick, please.
Thank you so much. I don't think that question can even be questioned about my salary.
Okay.
I have never told anybody on my campaign that I will give my salary to people to support them. I never told anybody.
No, that's not a campaign. Somebody is asking you.
Yeah, no, listen.
Yeah.
I'm coming. You give me the 2 minutes when you take out the yellow.
No.
Because I need to use it. He asked the first question, what would I do differently? What would I do differently? I want him to go to my Facebook page, and this Saturday I will be launching my website.
Okay.
I will invite all of them to follow RD TV. I will be launching my website. Everything that I will do in our district, it will be on our website. I will explain it step by step in detail. Everything that I will do. I don't have to use my salary that I'm going to be working for to give it to epilepsy children.
Okay.
Everything that I'm going to do, I got 10 pillows that I'm going to be operating. That's my platform, 10 pillows. All of those 10 pillows are all defined, detailed bullet point with information that you will follow to get to me and how I'm going to do those things. I got them on our website. I will be launching the website this Saturday. Just follow RD TV. I will explain it step by step so we know.
Okay.
If I tell you I will do healthcare, I will break it down. How am I going to do healthcare and how the people will benefit from a healthcare or program? Everything will be there. So I get asked you to follow RD TV this Saturday, where I will be raising for and also launching my website.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Reza.
He asked a question if I will be able to give a 2 year salary to help or less bottom children. No.
Yeah. Okay.
I will not do that.
Okay.
A program for less bottom children. I got program for women. I got program. Everything that I'm going to do is detailed out. I will give it to you. It don't have to be my salary.
Okay.
And one of the things I want them to know is that
1 more minute.
Yeah. I never even told us or detail out how much is the development fund that come into the district. I don't know how much go from a kingdom. I don't know how much go to all of those kingdoms around. We only see him leading the district.
Okay.
I don't know whether have a website that I can go to even see his salary. I don't know.
Okay.
The website that I get, the day I'm elected, you will go there and find how much I will make. Everything that I will be getting as benefit, there will be links that I will show you to see all of those information about me.
Thank you.
We are not just going to come from the diaspora to go sit there and say we want to leave. We're going to be doing it transparent. You will be any part of the world to know what Roosevelt that will be doing through that website. I'm not just going to say and say, I will do this, I will do this. Tomorrow when you ask me, then I start scratching my head. I don't know what to do.
Thank you so very much, Ambassador Risifeda. Thank you for being here with us today. It was nice having you. We're going to stage in 1 hour with you. Oh, no, we are against that. Then 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds.
Yeah,
30 seconds. 30 seconds, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the citizens of district number 8, I want to let you people know that it is you that elected Larry Yonkwe. It is you who get a job. You are the employer. Larry Yonkwe owe you answer anytime when you ask him. It is a duty to take his time to explain it to you. The other day when I listened to you that nobody owe him, he owed nobody explanation, and who are you according to him? To ask me if he does not have high school in the district. That was wrong. That was
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our next guest has been honorable. Thank you so much. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So that this is what happened. Well, so our next guest has been here for a while, but let's take this quick jingle, and then from there we will now go back to our next guest. Let's take this jingle real quick.
You got my thoughts to hustle. I see. Thoughts to hustle. I see no better. Yes, Mama, yes. I made it. Oh, Mama. Wait, oh, my son. What did you not make it? Mama, the chance of me getting a good job is on here. What? My son? Tell me about it. Mama, in 2019, the Arsenal Mental Labour Company announced that they will be recruiting some smart young people and train them to be part of their young professional program so we can be part of their workforce. Okay. Today, Mama, I'm among the 19 young professionals that Arsenal Mental finished choosing. To be part of their company training program for the young people who finish college. They will train us, and hopefully in 10 months' time, if we do well, they may employ us. Hey, my son. Yeah, Mama. Asla Meta has changed things around for not only you, but for me and your power who been catching a hard in supporting you. Now, you are on your way to getting a good job because of the Asla Meta Young Professional Program. God. Hey, Mama, stop crying. I'm not tears of joy.
Okay, so let's hold you on there. Reverend Clark, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Wow. You are certainly a very patient person. I'd like to say thank you for the on behalf of the Truth of the Matter crew.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, so this is the program called The Truth of the Matter. It comes on every Wednesday from 9 p.m. Liberia time to 10 p.m. But for the importance of today's edition, we're going to go beyond our extra time because we've been touched reading the different articles from you, reading the different things from you. But let us give the benefit to properly know you and who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the free Liberia movement. What is good news for Liberians? Rural communities like Saclepea, Zikepa, Tapet Town, Zia number 1, Peletuo. Let's give you the time to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about this Free Liberia movement.
Thank you very much. So my name is Toli Kura. You know, in Dan they have a name they call Twali. Twali means maybe saying it. Maybe saying I like my maybe take there. Oh, Toli. Men Twali. Ka untowe to Toli kwa abi Toli. Then men Twali kwa abi Toli. It on to. Now, I just said that my name is Toli and means to God be the glory. My dad is Reverend Mansi Kura. He's in Tapeta. My mother passed away here in Boston. I was born in Tapeta. I started my education in Zia, number 1 on Zia Mission. And what I'm about to tell you is good news for you wherever you are, especially if you are in the village in Liberia, because today, if you look behind me, I'm standing in the city of Boston in a neighborhood called Brighton. We're just 2 blocks away from Harvard University. That's where I currently live. And what I'm about to tell you is that to those who believe, all things are possible. I was born in Tapeta. I grew up in a village. The school only stopped to 4th grade, but that school was not built by the government of Liberia. It was not built by missionaries. It was not built by companies. And the reason I have to mention that is across Liberia today, people believe that government can do stuff. We got to elect the right politician to do things for us. And people are waiting for the right politician. But democracy is not what politicians do. Democracy is not what foreign government or foreign missionaries or foreign people do. Democracy is what the people do. That's why democracy is defined government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so I'm very proud that my father was the one who built the school that educated me, even though he himself did not have formal education. He started the Zia Mission School. That's where I got my education. I was able to continue from there. I graduated from Tapet Memorial. I graduated from San Nicolas High School. I started at the University of Liberia. I did not graduate, but I was given a scholarship by the Dutch government. And I studied telecommunications and computers. And that's the work I was doing before the war came to Liberia. Currently, because of the war, I relocated from Liberia to the United States. And for the past 30 years, I've been working on how to help other people to get access to opportunities. From 40 countries, I've started an organization called Universal Human Rights International. We assist people from 40 countries to come to the United States, get quality education, go back to their native countries, and be leaders in their country. And many people have benefited from this, including people like Tiawan Gongo, who's currently running for president. He benefited from Universal Human Rights International, and he actually helped Universal Human Rights because he also served as a volunteer for this organization here. Today, we are talking about the Free Liberia movement. Free Liberia movement. When I mentioned this in the airplane, when I was traveling from Brussels to Monrovia, the guy asked me, he said, "Oh, Liberia in jail before you talk about freeing Liberia?" Well, here is the truth. I'm glad this program is called the Truth
of the Matter.
Truth of the Matter. The
Yeah.
truth of the matter is fivefold. Number one, Liberia was not created to be a democracy. Liberia was not created to be a democracy. Therefore, Liberia cannot become what it was not created to be. It's just like bitter ball. Bitter ball seed. When you sow a bitter ball seed today, it's going to grow and it's going to bear bitter ball. Tomorrow, it will bear bitter ball. As long as you plant bitter ball seeds, you will always reap bitter ball. You will not reap something different from bitter ball. Liberia is corrupt by design. Liberia was designed to enrich and empower politicians. That's how it was created. And that's why in Liberia, you know, politicians are always the richest people in the land. Everywhere you go in Liberia, because the government was designed, the governing structure was designed to empower and to enrich the politicians. They set their own pay. Where in the world can you go for people who are working as employees of somebody for them to decide how much they make? But that's the system of governance we have. It's corrupt by design, and what we need is the rebirth of our country. And in order for us to have a rebirth of our country where you will have democracy, government of the people, by the people, and for the people, you got to begin with the people, not the politicians, and give the people access to opportunities. Today we have thousands and thousands of villages, and in those villages, God is sending potential scientists, engineers, lawyers, doctors, entrepreneurs. But these people live and die with all of their talents in their head without benefiting or without even getting a chance to realize their God-given potential as a scientist or as an engineer, because there is no opportunities at all. We have discovered the truth, and the truth is Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution of 1824, which is still in force. It said all persons born in Liberia are entitled to all privileges enjoyed by citizens of the United States. That is the truth. It has been hidden from us for 200 years. Today, the politicians in Liberia, they can go to America. We got top opposition politicians trying to be president of Liberia. Those people have access to America. Their children go to quality schools in the United States. Even in the opposition, the top opposition person in Liberia, his wife is American. All of them come to America to get education. But when the poor people try to come, the United States Embassy blocks them, take their $160. Every year they make millions of dollars from poor Liberians, whereas we know this law exists. And so since we discovered this law a few years ago, we have been working very hard to make sure that this dream of equal opportunity will become a reality, so that our people will be able to be just like Japan, a country ravaged by war, just like South Korea, a country ravaged by war, just like Germany. These countries were ravaged by war, but today they make Toyota, Honda, they make all these cars, and the richest people in these countries are not politicians, are people who use their God-given gifts and talents, who have access to opportunity. That's how you develop a country, and that's how we want our country to be developed.
Okay, so we'll hold you on there. So just in case you are joined us, like Patrick Davis has joined us, Pendolo Quality, he calls himself, he's a soccer player, a medical practitioner, has joined us as well. Patrick Davis says he has joined us from Gardnersville, Township. Venus Quick said, I'm watching you from Red Light. MSG1, the host, said, Honorable Tolly Klua, will you help our brothers and sisters who are suffering from epilepsy by buying medicine today? It only costs $75 per can. I am your host, MSG1. We're going to get into the different questions. But well, just in case you are joining us, this is the program called The Truth of the Matter. Because of the importance of this edition, we are extending it for another 1 hour. It normally runs from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Nimba Dina TV here on Facebook, on the Nimba Dina TV on YouTube, on Nimba Dina TV on Twitter, on Nimba Dina TV on www.onenimbahouse.com, and on Nimba and on Radio Saclepea and Radio Voice of Yahweh Mesno. But today we have with us Reverend Toali Kura.
Toli Kura.
Toli Kura.
Yes.
He is from Ziad number 1 in District number 9, Nimba County. But currently he's speaking to us from Boston, Brighton, United States of America. He's few blocks away from the famous Harvard University. He is the founder of the Free Liberia movement. So he is here outlining different issues as it relates to what Liberians supposed to benefit from the America that our country emerged from. And those different privileges are today being given to other countries who, by quote unquote, they are not giving much to America, but yet still they enjoy that. But unlike Liberians who are supposed to benefit, when you go for your passport, you've been denied, and those monies have not been given back. They are non-refundable. Where are they going? And it's a strong statement that a man from there called Tolly Kura would be able to take on. Kura will be able to take on. But the next thing we will get into is keep sending in your comments. We're going to put up the WhatsApp number very shortly for you all. But this is a very important conversation. Probably it might be your first time to hear such a thing, but it will surprise you to know what he is telling us here tonight. But by the way, with the dual citizenship law that has been signed by President Weah, how do you look at it? What is the benefit for Liberians who are around the world?
Well, for the Liberians that are around the world, they're going to stop paying for visa to come to Liberia. Mm-hmm. I just visited Liberia in July. I came with my honey and 2 kids. We paid $500 to the Liberian government to come. Now with the dual citizenship law being passed, we're not going to pay for visa anymore to come to Liberia, which is our country. When you look at it, it's really not a gift to the Liberian in the diaspora. The beneficiaries of this bill is mainly Liberians in the diaspora. They are the beneficiaries, like myself. We are beneficiaries. But the government is not really giving us anything, because you see in the book of Acts chapter 17, it is God Almighty who assigned people where they live. When I was born in Tapeta, it was God who sent me to that place. It's God who put me in that family for a reason, for me to bring development to that place. And so I have certain rights, and those rights are called inalienable rights given to people by God Almighty, who is the creator. So the government is not doing anything special for us, but we are the beneficiaries. And I ask myself, what's all the people in Liberia who actually vote for the government? What is their benefit in this particular thing? Well, I don't see a direct benefit for the people in Liberia, because when people in Liberia want to go, when the top Liberian opposition politicians want to come to America, they don't go to the embassy. They just come straight, because some of them got American passport, some of them got green card, and they can come. When the top opposition and the ruling party want to come and their wife, they don't go to the embassy. And so the United States government is not taking money from them. But what's up, people from Saclepea or people from Tapeta, they want to go to America, they go to the embassy, whether they're coming for education or business or whatever. They first take their money, and then they deny them visa. And that money accumulates to millions of dollars every year. Who is going to talk for them to get their money back? Who is going to talk for them to get fairness? Not the Liberian government officials, because the Liberian government officials are seeking their own interest. And why are they seeking their own interest? Because the laws we have was created by the politicians, and they consider themselves first. It was created by the politicians to enrich and empower themselves. That's the way it is. How do I know?
Let us little bit hold you on there. So just in case you are tuning, this is the truth of the matter. My name is Ambassador Edmond Walakemonbawi, and tonight
I like your name.
thank you. Tonight we are with Reverend Tolly Kura. You know, he is here with us as well here tonight. So give us a little bit of picture. For instance, an American trying to travel to Liberia, how does it happen as compared to a Liberian who is now in government trying to come to America? Give us a little bit of scenario.
So I called the Liberian embassy in the United States and asked them that question. How many Americans did you deny visa last year? They said 0. How many Americans did you deny visa year before? 0, 0, 0. Liberian embassy does not deny any American citizen visa. If they want to come, they have to pay $160. Once they pay that $160, they get their visa, get on the plane, and come to Liberia. But on the other hand, when Liberians attempt to come to the United States, they get denied. And then I want to find out why. So my background is computers and telecommunications, and I actually worked for the VOYM Computer Corporation in the 1980s as technical support specialist for Africa, Middle East, and Europe. In my line of duty, during the war in Liberia, I was in Washington, D.C., when the United States Embassy needed a computer specialist to work in Monrovia. Nobody wanted to come to Monrovia because, number one, the airport has shut down. The president has been killed. There was no flight coming in and out. People were scared. It was war. 250,000 people killed. I said, I'll go to the embassy in Monrovia to help them. I came into Sierra Leone. I got on a military Navy helicopter into the U.S. Embassy compound. And there I was given a key for an apartment in the embassy compound. I don't know many Liberians that have been living in the U.S. Embassy compound. I'm not talking about Greystone, but I mean living in an apartment in the U.S. Embassy compound and working there at the same time. I had that privilege. But while I was there, I was able to discover something that changed the course of my life. I discovered that Liberians were coming for visa. The embassy didn't close down. It was open all along. Liberians coming for visa were denied, but when Lebanese men come for visa, they give it. When Indian men come for visa, they give it. Other foreigners, they give it. But when Liberian people come, they deny. They deny every one of the Liberians until one woman came for visa. That woman that came for visa, I don't know her. I never seen her before. But that day, I was working in the consulate where they issued the visa. That woman had enough evidence. She had gone to university in the United States. She had a master's degree. She had a bank account in America. She had money here. She had money in Liberia. She wanted to leave the country. There was no flight from Roberts Hill. Even if she was given a visa, she still had to walk to Freetown or walk somewhere else. They denied her visa. She said, why? They said, if you go, you'll not come back. She said, I used to live in America. They said, it doesn't matter. She gave them more evidence until they told her, stop giving her evidence. Next person, please. She never raised her voice. She kept pleading and begging them to give her the visa. But she said, we don't have food to eat. We have money locked up in the bank. There's no supermarket. They refused that woman visa, and the next thing they did was to call the security to drag her away from the window so the next person can come. I was in the place at that time. I asked the question, what happened after they dragged her out of the window? And the gentleman told me, you don't know Liberian people, my man. Liberians think they are American, and since this war started, all of them want to go to America, but we're not going to let them. I said, I thought the issuance of visa was under the rule of law. He said, yes. I said, I thought you have to prove that you have strong ties in the country. He said, yes. I said, she just did and told her to stop. He said, you don't know these people. They all want to go to America. They think they are Americans. So I said, okay, I want to go to America. I want visa too. He said, what are you talking about? You just came from America, you want to go? I said, yes. He said, you don't have green card? I said, no. He said, okay, when you come in tomorrow, we'll give you visa, bring your passport. I brought my passport the next day, fill in the application and gave it to him. And he checked. He said, what? I said, what happened? He said, you Liberian? I said, of course. He said, what are you doing here? I said, I'm working here. He said, oh, he took the passport, he looked through it, and then he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "What made you so sorry?" He said, "Well, we are not giving visas to Liberian at this time. No Liberian, nobody carrying Liberian passport should be given a visa." I said, "That is why. Why do you do that?" He said, "Well, because we have a cable. We have a cable that said, don't give visa to Liberian." I said, "You're lying. Let me read it." He said, "You can't read it because it's classified." I said, "That's not true. Let me see it." He said, "You can't see it. It's classified information. It's secret." I said, "Okay." He said, "But if you don't like it, file a complaint to Washington, to the State Department." On November 28, 1990, I wrote a complaint. I have a copy of the letter that I'm going to send to you for you to read it.
Okay.
And in that letter, I challenged them that according to the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution, equal protection is the clause of the 14th Amendment. You cannot discriminate and deny a person's service because of their nationality, because of their religion, or their race. And so these people were breaking the law right in the United States Embassy. That's it. I wrote that letter. Up till today, there was no reply from the State Department. And that was the beginning of the struggle that we are bringing to you today. We have a case against the United States of America. They have been discriminating against Liberians and taking their money and putting them through a fake interview. It's wrong. It should not be allowed. But more importantly, we also discovered that there is a law in the United States and law in Liberia that is still enforced. All persons born in Liberia, Article 1 of the 1824 Constitution, which is still enforced because it was not abrogated by the 1847 Constitution nor the 1986 Constitution. It is still enforced. All persons born in Liberia are entitled to all privileges enjoyed by citizens of the United States. And Liberians are not the only ones that have that privilege. There are 516 sovereign nations that are enjoying those privileges today. There are 5 territories controlled by the United States. They are enjoying those privileges today. As I speak to you, people from 40 countries, Japan, South Korea, Germany, these are former enemies of the United States that they went to war with. Citizens from those countries are all allowed to go to the United States without visa. Japan has 125 million people. All of these people are allowed. Why not Liberians? And the answer we found is in the Bible in James chapter 4, verse 2. It says, "You have not because you ask not. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open." That is why today I'm speaking to you. We have decided to ask. We have set the 23rd of November, 2022 as the date in which we are going to present a copy of the petition that we are going to present to President Biden at the White House. We are going to present that copy to Mr. McCarthy, the ambassador in Monrovia, and all those people who support this measure, who want to be able to enjoy the same thing Japanese people enjoying that made them to make Toyota, the same thing that Samsung people enjoy in South Korea. If the Liberian people want to enjoy the same thing, they don't want to depend on politicians, but they want to depend on their God-given ability. We want them to show up at the U.S. Embassy on the 23rd of November at 12 o'clock for us to present a copy of our petition. We have a representative here in the United States. His name is Benjamin Swan. He's been to Saclepea, he's been to Ganta, he's been to Zia. I will send you his video for you to play to the people. He's going to lead the effort on this end. He was the first person that told me Liberians don't need a visa to come to this country. He's going to be leading us. And we are doing it on the 23rd. Why the 23rd? Matthew chapter 5, verse 23 says, if you go into the temple to give your offering to God, and remember, there is something between you and your brother. Leave your gift at the temple, go to your brother, reconcile before you come to present stuff to God. On the 24th of November every year, the United States citizens have Thanksgiving Day. They're going to go to God to tell God, thank you. Thank you, God, for this beautiful country you gave us. On the 24th. But we don't want it to go on the 24th. On the 23rd, we want to go to them and tell them, don't go to God. Come and straighten this business with us first. And that is why we are choosing that particular date. And people in Liberia who pray in the mosque, people who pray in the church, they need to be the first to join. Because what we're doing is consistent with the word of God. And it's consistent with human decency.
Okay, so let us hold you on there. So just in case you want to participate in the discussion to ask your question, the numbers to call are already on the screen as you can see them. One is a WhatsApp number, another one is a local number to call from Liberia. When you call, we want to take you and you're going to ask Reverend Tuali Kura here.
Tolly.
Sorry. Reverend Tuali Kura here this night to be able to put your points through. But let's take some comments that are coming on the screen here. We have Elder Mohammed Keita. He is known as the host MSG1. He asked him, he said, "Oh, will you be able to help our brothers and sisters who are suffering from epilepsy by buying medicine today? It costs only $75 per cup." That is one question. Then we have Trust. We have Trust Belair. He said, "Once again, I am Mr. Martin Belair from Dubai, UAE. Is the article quoted by Reverend Kura in accordance to the Liberian Constitution or the American Constitution?" So those are comments, those are concerns that are coming in from people who are watching us here tonight. So if you don't mind, can you please address? And then he says again, Trust Belair said, "What will be the criteria or criteria to qualify one to travel to the United States from Liberia if he or she is not to apply for visa?" So those are concerns coming. We want to do justice to them. Can you address them? Then we'll move forward.
So I'll start with the last one first.
Yeah.
What would be the criteria? What I said earlier is that we already have 40 countries in the world, 40 sovereign countries that have visa waiver under the American visa waiver program. These people hop on the plane and go to the United States. It's already an agreement based between the United States government and these countries. And every year, new country is added to the list. Right now, Israel, the state of Israel is trying to get on the list to go. And there are criteria, like, for example, the United States government has to have access to your security files and some of your files, security files. You have to give government access. And the Israeli government, even though they get $4 billion from the United States every year, they are not willing to have the United States government to probe into their security files. And as a result, the United States ambassador recently went to the Israeli parliament to tell them this is about your citizens. This is going to benefit your citizens. So please go ahead and do it so that your citizens can benefit. But there are criteria, especially security-wise, and that's it. So there are people already enjoying. It's not Liberia is not the first country, but then when it comes to other countries, like the 5 territories I talk about, and those who were here, the nations that were here before the United States was established, they can go into the United States without visa already.
Okay. So can you also address MSG question?
MSG is asking me if I can donate $75 towards the epilepsy. Let me just tell you, the work I used to do before, right? Currently, I'm not really working. Since I came here, I dedicated my life to advancing issues pertaining to, number one, the refugee resettlement. There were thousands, almost 1.2 million Liberians that were languishing out there. The United States only allowed 8 people the first year to come here on refugee resettlement. And what I had to do at the time was to go out and advocate for the refugees. Currently, I don't have a source of income like working like I was doing before to be able to have money to make a donation. But what I have done, and a lot of people are witnesses to that, is that I can help people who have nonprofit organizations to be able to apply for grants that they can use to be able to fund their organization. For example, I've done this for a few groups in Liberia and even individuals. I know Pastor Dennis Momia in Saclepea, when I came and made the announcement in Saclepea, he was able to apply, and he got, I think, $2,000 to set up his fund for the pigs that he's raising. So that is what I'm capable of doing. But more importantly, what I want to do is to give people the access for them to be able to provide for themselves. You know, whether they're organizations or individuals, for them to be able to provide for themselves and not have to come to me, because right now, financially, I'm not there, but I'm able to help people in those other ways.
Okay, so let's hold you on there. So our concern is, are you not getting into more trouble with the Americans, trying to get them like they are the worst and showing that they are the best? Are you not getting yourself into trouble?
Well, right now, to tell you the truth, I'm also an American now. I carry an American passport. I'm trying to help America. You see, there's a statement that says, "United we stand, divided we fall." If the United States remain divided, United States is going to collapse. How can the United States be divided? The Bible said a house divided against itself cannot stand. If the people, the country that was established by the United States continues to be in abject poverty, with people coming to Liberia, taking money from their politicians, taking money to bring it to America and build houses, putting in American banks, that's not something that's going to make America to stand. America needs to be in a position, in a place where it is united. And how can America be united? The truth. All of these things I'm talking about have been hidden from the public. America is doing dirty deeds, but they don't want people to know, so they hide it under classified secret documents. We are trying to help America to be united and to be healed. Liberia was not created by the American Colonization Society. Liberia was created by the United States of America. That is why our flag is red, white, and blue. That is why American dollar is the legal currency in Liberia. That is why 10 presidents of Liberia were American citizens. Liberia was not founded by free slaves from America, because all the people who founded Liberia were slave masters who never freed a single slave. James Monroe. Our country is not even supposed to be named by them. They name our country and they name our capital. We honor James Monroe, but who was he? He was a man who owned slaves, who never freed a single slave in his life. Bourgeois Washington, we honor him by saying Bourgeois Island. He had 100 slaves and he never freed them. And when the slaves said, well, we're going to try to be free to go to Liberia, he sold them. These are despicable, corrupt human beings who created Liberia, and they hid this information from us. And so what we're trying to do now is, the Bible says if we confess our sin, he is faithful and just to forgive. We want America to be forgiven. We want America to be loved. Liberians already love America, but we want to have this union where the same things they're doing for other people that they fought war with, they need to do for people who fought alongside of them.
Okay.
You know?
So let us hold you on there. So, Reverend Kra, we are moving fast into this discussion because time is our enemy into this kind of program. But we are paying a special edition of this tonight because of the importance of what you are talking about. Probably it might be the first time for a lot of Liberians to get to understand what is unfolding, why is it they are being treated the way they are being treated. Most of them are victims of this issue about denial at the U.S. Embassy here in Liberia. But what are some of your accomplishments? Are you not seeking this for a political reward, probably to be a representative of District Number 9, where you come from, Zia, or to be a senator like some of your friends? Are you not? Why are you doing this? What are some of your accomplishments?
Well, let me talk a little bit about the accomplishment and why I'm doing this. So, like I said, I came to the United States for the first time in 1982. That's a long time ago. I started while I had to study. I returned to Liberia and I set up a company. It was called High Tech Applications, Inc. That company won a contract with VOYM Computers, which was a contractor of the State Department, to supply computer hardware and software around the whole world. VOYM Computer was doing that. And we had a subcontract to work service the United States government. My accomplishment was I've been able to establish a tech company. It was destroyed by the war. But before it was destroyed, we had an opportunity to send people to America for training to come back and work for us in Liberia and in African countries. I sent somebody from Senegal to the United States. I sat in Monrovia, wrote on my letterhead, the Liberian company, sent a letter to Senegal. The man took it to the embassy. They gave him visa. I wrote another letter on behalf of a Sudanese that I just interviewed on the phone. I've not even seen him. He took the letter to the embassy in Khartoum. He got a visa to go to America to study and come back and work for my company from Khartoum. When I tried to do the same thing for Liberian people in Liberia, I sent two persons, a gentleman called Alfred Sandolo and Michael, to the U.S. Embassy from the University of Liberia. They both got denied. Their excuse was, oh, they people, they're not married when they go, they will not come back. Well, I was not married. I went and I came back. So that was not even an excuse. That issue is still a problem today. When a Lebanese man comes from Lebanon and create a company in Liberia, if he wants to send a Lebanese brother to go for training in America, they give him visa. They don't have a problem with that at all. And so the company that I established was handicapped in that most of the work has to be done by me and the few people that I had before the war came and destroyed everything. So that's one accomplishment. Second accomplishment was when the war finally came, I had to stop doing what I was doing and got into the nonprofit. I established the Universal Human Rights International, and we started advocating for refugees from Liberia to come to America. It was called the Refugee Resettlement Program. Today, thousands of Liberians in the United States, going to school, gotten education because of the refugee program, which they didn't even know how it got started. I traveled to 10 countries. I went to Nigeria. Some people may even remember hearing me on BBC, Voice of America. I went to Nigeria, to Ghana, to Ivory Coast, all the way to Senegal, and did a report for Senator Edward Kennedy to start this thing, because at the time, only 8 Liberians out of 1.2 million Liberians that were languishing in the various countries, only 8 Liberians were allowed. So the refugee resettlement, and then there were a whole bunch of people who came here that didn't have green card. I also worked along with the delegation from Massachusetts to pass a bill. It's called the Liberian Refugee Fairness Act, because for decades they were denying Liberians visa. They were just living here. Even as I speak to you right now, I'm having a meeting tomorrow with the Attorney General's office. There are still Liberians here. While the United States is spending billions of dollars in Ukraine, they talk about the fighting for justice. There are still Liberian refugees here that have been here for 8 years that still don't have permits to work. And winter is coming. And so that has been my accomplishment, helping people to stand on their own 2 feet to have this thing. As a result, today in Boston, May 10th, I've been declared Tolly Kura Day. I sent you the document for that, to honor the work that has been done. We work with people from 40 different countries. I sent you some information from people from other countries that we have assisted in this country. I would like for you to play that for people to see why I'm not looking for a position in the Liberian government. I can never participate in a system that I know today was designed to enslave people. The government of Liberia was designed and set up to enslave people and keep them in poverty by allowing politicians to set their own pay. In Boston, we have $51 billion budget, and the lawmakers are making $5,000 a month. In the neighboring state, Rhode Island, they have $10 billion budget. The lawmakers are making $15,000 a year. $15,000 a year. In Liberia, where you don't even have $1 billion, lawmakers are making, tons of money. It's not fair. In the United States, in Texas, $7,000 a year for a lawmaker. This system is broken and corrupt. What we need is not election. We need a brand new system, like the system in Switzerland, participatory democracy, where the people are the ones who hold the veto and not the politician.
So do you want to be like Nathan Bia to be elected representative in the states, or why are you doing all this?
Well, I'm not looking to be a representative. I'm a businessman, and once the Liberians are allowed to come here freely, I'm going to return to do my business. I'm not going to run, even though I had the privilege of learning about government here. I was one of the 30 recipients that were trained to be part of the governance system in Massachusetts. It's called the Initiative for Diversity and Civic Leadership. I've done training in government, but government is not where I want to go. I'm doing this to give the other ordinary Liberians opportunities. My battery is getting low, so I'm going to go plug it right now.
Okay. So but let's take this real quick. But can you say hear us, please?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So we have James Beha. He said, "Good morning. My name is James Beha, watching you live from Dubai. Thanks for the information which have been provided to Liberians that never knew about. So because of this, we Liberians need to stand up for the right, because we are not one of those Americans. This is serious issue. We need to think about it." So we have Patrick Davis says, "Many thanks, Reverend, for your historical analysis about Liberia and the United States. I hope to join you another time." So we want to say thanks to all of them who are tuning in here. We are trying to play one of your videos here. Let's see whether we can do this real quick here tonight. We're trying to play one of them just so that people will know what you have been involved with. This is the Free Liberia movement. So we'll just quickly link it up here just for a second. So let's do this real quick. Let's do this real quick. Just be there. Let's do this real quick for others to see what you have been involved with. Let's see here real quick. For the benefit of all of you out there, let us see this one real quick here.
A small country on the northwest coast of Africa, home to 3 million people. Founded in 1821 by liberated American slaves, its name means land of the free. But for the past 2 decades, life for Liberians has been anything but. In the early 1980s, a bloody civil war broke out when civilians revolted against their repressive dictator, Samuel Doe. Eventually, he was overthrown from power, and expatriate Charles Taylor was elected president. But the violence and chaos continued. Women were gang raped. Their husbands were executed. Thousands of children were given guns and taught to kill.
Hi, I am Reverend Dr. Samuel Emmanuel Vancier. I just want to say a few words about the Universal Human Rights organization that is headed by and run by Pastor Tolly Croix. The objective of the organization is to ensure that people who need to come to the United States to come here, get educated, get improve whatever they want to do, and then go back to their home country if possible to contribute to the work in their respective countries. I am an example of that. It was through the work of Pastor Tolly Croix that I came to these United States to go to school, and I have been back and forth in and out of Liberia quite a few times. So I'm a testimony of what he is doing, the good work he is doing on behalf of refugees, to have them get asylum or have them come to the United States, get themselves ready to go back home to be good citizens in their home countries. Thank you.
My name is Yawansi Gongo. I'm from Glazope, VOYM National Statutory District, yes. Nimba County, Republic of Liberia. I've been a lawyer for 34 years, and for most of my practice is being dedicated to representing the poor.
Talking about human rights, you must be familiar with the Universal Human Rights International in Boston. What do you know about the organization?
Course. In 2002, because of my work as a human rights lawyer, I fell into trouble with President Charles Taylor, who ordered my arrest arbitrarily, and I spent a night in detention and spent 7 days in the hospital.
Wow.
It was difficult for me to leave, but Universal Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and other peace-loving people and people who respect human rights in the United States Congress and State Department advocated for my departure from Liberia, and I got to Ghana and got visa, but I got limited amount of money from Amnesty International, and I couldn't transport me and my family to America. It was Universal Human Rights through your humble self that sent $2,000 US and made it possible for me and my family to relocate to the United States. And then I got asylum. You were also generous to allow me to work as a volunteer with Universal Human Rights. I was very happy to do so. And during my time, I saw that Universal Human Rights was serving the refugee community here.
largely from Africa and from the Caribbean and other parts of the world. I saw Somalis, I saw other nationalities that needed help, and I was happy to be part of the service that Universal Human Rights was providing for those who need a service to improve to regularize their immigration status and to get assistance from the American government.
Okay, so that is it there. Well, Reverend, you made our night
It was
tonight.
here at Westminster Abbey in October last year.
Sorry, I got to cut this. I gotta cut this off. I'm very sorry. This is breathtaking. Reverend, we want to say thank you. Thank you for all that you continue to do, and that Councillor Bonglo is even here tonight, testifying to that. Many have heard it, many benefited from it, but they didn't know that it was you, a son of Zia, a son of Nimba Kante, who still continues to stand up for the rights of other people, for the benefit of others. And it's very interesting to know that all of these things are happening because a humble servant you continue to do that. Just before you came on, President Dan Dennis, there's a caller. Let's take this caller, please, for the benefit of our viewers here. Hello, sir.
Good morning from my radio Saclepea.
Okay, so this is Nimba D9 TV. So can you just call your name and tell us where you joining us from, please?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Mr. Mountain Bella, and I joined you from Dubai, UAE.
Okay, Martin Bella, you are welcome. Reverend Tolly is here. So do you have any question, concern, or commendation?
Let me first appreciate you for hosting such an individual who holds most information regarding our nation in general.
Okay.
I want to thank you for the post that taken so far. I think this wolf, there is something embracing. I'm aware of Liberian history and its relationship to that of the United States of America, which led America to give us the privilege to host the American flag on the day of our independence. So history has proven that August 24th is our flag day and July 26th is our independence day. That shows a very strong bond. But interestingly, I have a concern tonight.
Okay.
My concern has to do with Liberians' entrance to America without visa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sure, like I ask questions, those criteria, because I don't want people to mess it up. America is another country just part of its sovereignty with Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
There will and there are criteria. It's not everyone who will just wake up to say I'm going to America because of security reason, one, because of economic factors, two, and because of a lot of reasons. You may not apply for visa, but your visa could be upon arrival, and these criteria should meet them.
Okay, thank you so much for your question.
Yes,
he will address that.
My concern is those criteria that he lays them so that people cannot say people are denying us of entering America. There are criteria set up for anyone to go to another person's country. Even in Liberia to go to Guinea, there are criteria. You don't need visa to go to Guinea. You have to use the ECOWAS law that say you go to Guinea, spend 90 days. And after 90 days, the Guinea government have to ask you, what are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay tax, just in case if you don't live there for the 90 days. Can you please give all the criteria, please?
Okay, Martin, thank you so much for joining us from there. He's going to he's going to address that. So, Reverend, can you address his concern before we move forward, please?
Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people speak about visa and everything based on what they know.
Yeah.
He just said that American people were generous to let us use their flag on Independence Day, and then July in July 26th.
Yeah.
He said that when Liberia was independent on July 26th, it was American flag, but then our own flag came on August 24th. That's what he just said. All right, so here's the thing. Most people in Liberia don't know that Liberia was not created by the American Colonization Society. Most people don't know that. The information we have is what was given to us, to the point where Liberia was created because of two laws. Number one, March 26, 1790. Like America started, when America started, there were people already living here on this soil, United States. It was not called United States, it was America, but people were living here before the people came from Europe to come here. All those people that were living here have their own sovereign nations. And there are 516 sovereign nations in the United States. Those people who were here before the United States came into existence, they have access to America by virtue of the fact that they were here before there was United States. But then when the United States started on July 4th, 1776, they said we hold these truths to be self-evident. American Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal. It started with the equality of the human race. But on March 26, 1790, which a lot of people in Liberia and a lot of people, even in America, don't know about, America, the Congress of the United States codified the first apartheid law. It was a racist law. It says only white people will be citizens of the United States, which was a contradiction from the beginning of America when it said all men were created equal. Now they have a law that says only white people will be citizens of the United States. And that law, March 26, 1790, is why Liberia was created by a second law, which was March 3, 1819, that said that the United States government is going to appropriate $100,000 for colonization. Like the American government is going to authorize the United States Navy to colonize all the Americans that were not slaves. So any person of color, Joseph Junior Robert was not a free slave. Stephen Allen Benson was not a free slave. These were people who were sovereign born in the United States of America. And the information that had been given to us, the information that was given to us, for example, like free slaves found in America, free slaves found in Liberia, is not true, it's not accurate. It was the Constitution, it was the Congress of the United States that passed a law. These two laws, the first racist law and the second colonization law, is they passed it. The American Colonization Society was founded in 1816, but it was not even registered.
So let us hold you there to take this other caller. Good evening, caller. Hello?
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Okay.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is James Bayi, and I'm calling from the UAE, the people side, Dubai, Nadeta.
Okay, 30 seconds. Your question to the Reverend.
Yeah, I don't really have a question. Just want appreciate him for all of his effort that he's been doing for we Liberians, and up to now the idea that he have come up with is a brilliant idea. For we Liberians, there are a lot of things that we don't really know about, and there are people who out there who are schooled in those information. So sometimes when we read about it, for us in Liberia, one of our primary is, research. That is one of the weakness of our, our life in Liberia. We don't make research, we don't read. So because of that, there are so many information that we actually supposed to know about, that, we don't actually get idea also. Such of men that if they come up with that idea, and I think Liberians that are listening to him today, should be added in the mood to support his idea, to support his effort, so that we all can work along with him to see how best things can work on. Because what he's saying is true. Because America is Liberia. Liberia is America. We cannot do anything without America. So if today America says they don't have anything to do with Liberia, where are we? So if that is the case, we need to get our right. We need to stand up for our right. So thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us from the UAE. It was good having you. So, Reverend, just before we go, because we'll soon be closing in 10 minutes. Earlier on, before you could come on, the UNICO president, outgoing president, Dan Kapoya Dunnins, uncle is missing since August 29. His whereabouts is yet to be known. He got a motorbike from his hometown. They were in group. The motorbike that took him, the motorcyclist, carried him to Bound and left him there and came back and passed by the relatives. And from Bound, he's nowhere to be found since then. What is your take on ritualistic killing?
Ritualistic killing is an evil act. And if you read the Bible, it talks about the devil came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Ritualistic killing is something that needs to be discouraged. But there is a reason why we have ritualistic killing in Liberia, especially around the time of election. This system is broken. Our system of governance is broken and corrupt by design. You see, when you have the servant, Jesus said the servant cannot be greater than the master. When you have Liberia, a place where the servants, public servants are greater than the citizens, that's what you get. The salaries and benefits of politicians is so high. When you become a politician, you instantly become a millionaire. Politicians should be public servants, but the system of governance that we have is so broken and corrupt. People are looking for money, and once you get elected into government office in Liberia, they decide their salary. I mean, the salaries in the state of Arizona, the lawmakers make $24,000 a year for a state with $9 billion budget. Who sets the salary of the lawmakers in Arizona? It's the people who vote for them. That form of governance is called participatory democracy, where you elect people to be your servant, and those people are there to serve the public good. And if they make any law that is not in the interest of the public, then the public has the right to cancel that law through veto. I'm sorry, that was my daughter that was causing problems. Yeah. So if what we need in Liberia is not election. What we need is not election. What we need is a new system, a system that empowers the people, not the politician. A system that guarantees security, justice, and equal opportunities. And that system of governance is called participatory democracy. That's what it is. And we can have that because it's working in other places. It's working in Switzerland. That's the kind of governance they have in Switzerland. It's working in the European Union. It's working in Arizona and 24 states in the United States, where the lawmakers cannot just pay themselves, or they can't just pass any law. Right now, as I speak to you in Massachusetts, they pass a law here for anybody who is not a green card holder or anybody that is an undocumented immigrant can get driver license. That law is going to be challenged in November by the citizens. And if the citizens, there's already a provision in place that if the citizens don't like a particular kind of law, the citizens can change the law. So it's not just lawmakers that make laws. So I think the reason for the corruption, the reason for the ritualistic killing is the systems of governance we have, which is corrupt, which was designed to enrich and empower politicians. We have to change that system. If we don't change the system, the same things will keep happening all the time. And if other people have changed their system to adopt a system that gives, Monty, take the girl outside, please.
Yeah. So we're sorry to our audience for the background noise. That is the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to take you fast forward, one of your beneficiaries, Councilor Tiawan Gonglo, is wanting to become president. What do you think about that?
Tiawan Bongo, I think, is a very good and competent civil servant. Hold on 1 second. Let me try to get away from the building.
Yeah.
Yes, Tiawan Gongo is a very competent civil servant. He has proven himself. I know him from childhood days in high school. You know, when he went to St. Mary's, I was going to San Nicolas Central High School, etc. He's a very competent person. But what I'm saying is the system of governance we have. If he gets elected, for example, and he gets into the presidency, after his tenure in office, you know, what's going to happen to the system? The system has to be above an individual. And lawmakers setting their own pay. As president, he can't really control that. That's why it's majority rule in the House. It's majority rule in the Senate. But what overrules the Senate and the House is the Constitution. When we design a system of governance that is designed by politicians to benefit themselves, like the 1986 Constitution, for example, done by politicians to benefit themselves, you're always going to have that problem. What we need is a sovereign national conference. And to have a sovereign national conference, the citizens have to actually understand when you go on a farm to work on somebody else's farm that is not your farm, who decides how much money you make? When you go in a garage to work in somebody's garage that is not your garage, who decides how much you make, what your benefits will be? If you go to be a cowboy for somebody, who determines your salary? Even in a church, if you go to be a pastor in a local church, is it you who tell the people how much money you're going to get, or is it the people that decide? So democracy, participatory democracy, works everywhere in Liberia. It works on the farm, it works in the market. If you go to Raleigh Market or Red Light Market, and you tell somebody that is working there that have their goods, I want to work for you, I beg you, take me to work for you, and the person agrees. Who decides the person's salary? The system we have is so dumb. It should not be existing. And people need to know about it. And so we're starting with the people. So instead of saying, for example, let's build up a new system, that system of democracy has to be powered by the people. That's why we are starting with the people themselves. In Korea, the richest man there is not a politician. In Germany, the richest man is not a politician. Even in the United States, the richest man is not a politician. We have 18 million millionaires in the United States. The government depends on those millionaires to tax them. But in Liberia, how many people pay taxes? The government just exists to collect money from foreigners. That's why they're looking for companies to come. The companies come take all the diamonds. The diamonds will be gone in 10 years. All the trees will be gone. Everything will be gone. The people will still be there. Where will the people get means to sustain themselves when God has already given every man, every woman that is born in the village? Like me, I was born in a remote village. I live in a remote village, but look at today. I was able to be called upon from the United States, from Washington, D.C., to travel to Liberia when there was no flight going into the country. Army helicopter picked me up from Sierra Leone to put me in the embassy compound because of what I knew in my head, why I studied. Otherwise than that, I wasn't going to be of any use to the people. Democracy is not what government do. It's what the people do. But the people must be given access to opportunities so that they can be able to live their God-given potential as scientists, as engineers, as lawyers, as doctors.
Thank you, Reverend Tolikula. It has been a wonderful time having you on here today. So we'll give you exclusive 2 minutes. Maybe you wanted to assess something and we did not touch it. 2 minutes is out for you to just conclude. And then we'll say thank you. Thank you. We'll continue to do this as we move forward from here. We're going to talk to you in your inbox and see how we can again do this more and more, leading to the November 23rd petitioner ceremony in the States and also the petitioner ceremony here in Liberia. So we're going to do this more because there are many diaspora Liberians. I've been following people calling from UAE. A lot of people from Canada watch us from America and other places that they can be a part of this movement. So, exclusively 2 minutes, I'm going to listen to you for your parting comments.
Pat, thank you very much. I want to thank you. I want to thank the people of Saclepea. When you go on the Free Liberia website, freeliberia.org, you'll see a group of young men standing there. Those people are from Johnny Vocal School in Saclepea. And they gathered together when we came to talk about Young Africa about 10 or 12 years ago, to tell them that they can become inventors and entrepreneurs and scientists right where they are. When you look at the freeliberia.org website, on the right hand, it says right way. And on the left hand, it says wrong way. The wrong way shows politicians, President Topman, sitting on top of people's head. Today, the politicians are sitting on the heads of Liberians, not just symbolically, but physically. They decide everything that happens in the country. They come and say, let me do a project. They do project, you put them in power. According to our broken and corrupt system of governance, once they get in power, they make any law. You can't do anything about it. The only thing you have to do is wait for 9 years before you vote them out. And then after that, you got to vote for another politician to get there. And whatever they do, how much they want to pay themselves, they pay themselves. You have no control. That is not a democracy. That is complete nonsense, I would say. What we need today is 5 things. We need to know 5 things. Number 1, our country is not free. Our country is not democratic. Number 2, we need to know our country was not founded by free slaves from America, because the slave was not free at all in 1822. And those people who came were not free slaves. Our country was founded by the United States of America through an act of the United States Congress, March 3, 1819. When the Europeans colonized other countries, they didn't hide themselves. When Germany colonized a country in Africa, when France colonized, when Britain, when they colonized, they came and said, boldly, we colonized this place. We put our authority there. Why is it that the United States did not come boldly to say, we are colonizing Liberia, when in fact they colonized Liberia? They did it because of one reason. It was illegal. It was fraudulent. It was corrupt. And the Attorney General, Honorable William Ritt, wrote opinion number 229. A republic cannot create a colony. He told them you cannot use this money. You cannot use taxpayers' money to create a colony, to remove citizens from here and take them there. You cannot use the money. I mean, he restricted them, so they said, okay, let's say American Colonization Society. That's why they did it. It's wrong. And so what we need to do now, we love America so much. We don't want for it to remain divided, so that the people who are their allies, they ill-treat them, and the people who are their enemies, they treat them better. We want America to stand. That is why we want healing and reconciliation in the United States, beginning with how they treated Liberian people. And we want the Article 1 of the 1824 Constitution of Liberia, which is still in force. It was not abrogated by 1847 Constitution. It was not abrogated by 1986 Constitution. In fact, Article 95 of the 1986 Constitution still keeps those provisions in place. The problem we have is the leaders we have only there to represent themselves because of the broken system. And so what we need to do is to focus on the people, give them access to opportunity, quality education, employment, and business opportunities, so that they can be able to return to their native country and be the inventors, the engineers, the entrepreneurs that will bring the country forward. And once the people are empowered, we will then have participatory democracy, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, a government that exists not to enrich and empower politicians, but to provide justice, security, and equal opportunities for everyone, whether you're from the village like me or from the city. Currently, we don't have that at all. And we cannot continue to wait for politicians' good intention. Last thing I'll say is the road to hell is paved with good intention. And we've seen it year after year after year. Elect me, I will do this, I will do that. But when they get there, the system says, you got to take 30,000. Then they say, let's vote. They vote, and they take the 30,000. Why? Why should a poor country like Liberia have these leaders? It's because the system we have is broken and corrupt, and we need a brand new system. We need a fresh start for a new Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Thank
and
you.
God bless you too. And everybody, please go to Facebook, type the Free Liberia Movement, join, or go to www.freeliberia.org, and you can join your organization. We want every organization. We don't want this to be totally crowd doing this. We want every church, every mosque, every school, every college, every group, all associations to join in to do the education. There are 5 things we want people to know. There are 4 things we want people to do. There are 3 things we want people to say. And the one thing is that God Almighty has declared it's time to let my people go, to go and live up to their full God-given potential. Thank you.
Thank you. We want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. All of you who called, all of you who wanted to have called, and those who sent out their comments, we say thank you. Earlier on, we spoke to Mr. Dan Dennis from the United States of America. Then we spoke with Ambassador Recife Johnson, not Recife Dan, sorry, from District 8, and then John Yomi. And then we spoke with Reverend Tolly Kura. It was a wonderful presentation. Thank you all. Let's take this, then we'll close.
I say no better. I say let me tell you I've done it again. I say let me tell you have done it again. Manjo, why all this thinking? Massa, we are settled. What? We are settled. ArcelorMittal Liberia has settled all the farmers that are closer to their money area in Yekepa, Nimba County. And I just got our part of money. Tell me something. That's small, yes, eh? So tell me, how much is the money? ArcelorMittal gave me almost 10,000 American people money for our small farm, just so we can leave the area and go make our farm somewhere safer and far away from their mining place. That's what they get that money for. But Manjo, you know the thing that farmers must say? There's resettlement of farmers like us. That's something other companies will find hard to do. Exactly so. But see what Asila Metanandu. Oh yeah. Said to us, the farmers, to our satisfaction. Oh yeah. Imagine just in 1 year, Asila Metana pay over $500,000 American money to us farmers as resettlement compensation. Yeah. But and all that one happened in less than 1 year. This shows that Asila Metal Liberia cares for we the farmers too.
Okay, so every good thing must come to an end. I love to say thanks to my family and everybody, and thanks to our co-hosts all across the country, Melish Ball, Winston, Songe, James Matali in Campley, and all of our contributors. It was a wonderful time. Join us next week, Wednesday, same time, right here. You can follow Nimba Dina TV on www.onenimbahouse.com or Nimba Dina TV on YouTube, Nimba Dina TV on Twitter, or Nimba Dina TV on Facebook. You can also contact us if you need your construction, your home to be built. We also have a construction company. We also do logistics, and we also do loan service, do research. So just contact us. This is your one-stop shop. Good night. God bless you. One love, peace, and unity. We pray for all of us to be able to be our brother's keeper. Good night to everybody. Bye-bye.